UFC 327 takes place this weekend in Miami.
Here's a breakdown.
First prelim of the night, Charles Radke, Francisco Prado. I think that Charles Radke is going to absolutely annihilate Francisco Prado. And I mean, I could be wrong, but if you look, losing Nikolai Veretennikov, like, it was a split decision, but still, dude, you're still losing to Nikolai Veretennikov. And in my opinion, that's not the best look. You did just beat Nico Price, but that's fucking Nico Price. So,
Man, he's a very high pressured striker who mixes in with the wrestling. So I think he'd get this done tonight. Like
yeah.
he's getting it done.
Yeah. I don't see a world where Francisco Prado can get comfortable on the feet enough to even deal with the pressure with Charles Radke. I just don't. He's Francisco Prado isn't a Carlos Prates at all. So, he's not a Mike Malott. He ain't no Mike Malott. So, don't get it twisted. Charles Radke's getting this fucking done. Second prelim of the night, we got Markel Medeiros and Chris Padilla. I am very, very high on Chris Padilla. He has came through for me every single time. I've honestly haven't seen a whole lot of Markel Medeiros, but I think that he's a very aggressive striker from what I have seen, the tape I have studied. He's an aggressive striker, he's well-rounded. He's pretty long for the division, but other than that, I don't see him giving Chris Padilla any problems because I see Chris Padilla working the wrestling, mixing in the striking with the wrestling. I can just see him using the cage to control him.
The big reach advantage.
Yeah,
he has it
huge. Yeah, he has a huge reach advantage. I could even see him clipping him later in the rounds when they're both somewhat tired. And Chris Padilla did miss weight. He just missed weight, but I don't see that affecting him. It's a short notice fight, so I don't see that ever playing into a bad thing on a short notice fight. So you can't do anything about that. I just see that Chris Padilla either knocks him out late in the round 3, maybe late round 2, or he just gets it done by decision. For the next fight, the third early prelim, we got Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. I could see this one maybe going to a decision, but at the same time, I don't because Kelvin Gastelum built like a fucking fridge, and he'll just keep pressuring you, boxing you up, pressuring you, and I don't think that Vicente Luque should have moved up to the 185 division. I always think it's a bad sign that somebody's moving up. And with Vicente Luque, he's coming off of having pretty sure it was a brain surgery. I think it was a brain bleed or something. I don't remember what happened there, but something happened. And I think ever since then he's just kind of been looking a little bit weird, looking stiff, getting hit, just not looking how he used to.
It's not normal.
Yeah. So I think that Kelvin Gastelum will get this one done, and I think that I just think that he's gonna pressure him and beat the shit out of him. He'll probably knock Vicente Luque out. Maybe do what Yoel Alvarez should have done, sitting there in guard position all the whole time.
Kevin Gastelum, he'll pressure him, get him on the ground, and finish the fight.
Yeah, I could see even Kelvin. I could see Vicente maybe jumping for a submission. Kelvin jumping on top and just beating the shit out of him until TKO happens too. I could see that happening too. Great. Okay, for the next fight we got Matus Gamrot and Estevan Ribovics. I think that Estevan is a very, very, very good fighter, and I can see him getting to the top of this division.
Very powerful.
He's very powerful. If anybody has ever seen that knockout over Terrence McKinney, and yeah, I know Terrence McKinney, it's chin or be chin, but dude, it's still Terrence McKinney. I think that was one of the craziest, most cleanest knockouts I've seen in a while. I'll play here. I think that I could see Gamrot that he just keeps shooting and shooting takedowns just like he did against Dan Hooker. But I mean, even Dan Hooker showed that you can just keep getting back up against Gamrot, beat the shit out of him, keep beating the shit out of him, and steal rounds off of him. So I don't see why Uh, Probably even higher level striker. I know that sounds stupid calling Esteban Ribovics higher level than Dan Hooker, but I feel like if they fought now, Esteban would still piece him up. So I just feel like this is a much even worse matchup for Gamrot. And I could be wrong. This could be a Gamrot masterclass. But I feel like once Gamrot's in front of a crowd, he does poorly, and Ribovics, when he's in front of a crowd, he absolutely excels. So I put my money on that person than the other person.
Gamrot's control on the ground. He'll get him down, but he can't keep him down. But
He could be,
it,
yeah, he could be stuck defending all night, but I mean, I don't think he's gonna be keeping him down.
plenty of fighters have proven that they could get back up against him. He can't keep him on the ground. So
Yeah.
I don't think this fight's gonna go very well for him.
We got Tatiana Suarez and Lupi Godinez. I don't see any chance for Lupi Godinez in this fight. I think that she's going to get steamrolled. It's going to be a boring ass decision. But Tatiana Suarez is going to get on a 2-fight win streak. Sadly enough, she's going to get back into the win column, going to keep going, and it's just going to be total control the whole
She's
fight.
gonna use her elite wrestling skills. She's gonna bring this fight to the ground. Probably bring it to submission. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe she could pull out a submission using that Olympic wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but I don't know. I don't know. She could, but I feel like it's just going to be a boring decision. For the last fight of the prelims, we got Patricio Pitbull and Aaron Pico. This is an absolute Bellator dream matchup. I don't know why they take these guys and get them from other organizations and put them together. Like, we would want to see that in Bellator maybe, but I'm not really a big fan of this. I'd rather see people from other organizations match up with UFC fighters, but that's just me personally. But I think that Aaron Pico, I think he could potentially win this fight, but uh, I could see that Patricio Pitbull could win, but
He has way more fights under his belt, way more
yeah.
experience. You know, he could get this fight under his belt easily.
And this
I
could be like a
think.
Michael Chandler situation
Yeah.
where it's just high explosive wrestling mixed with a little bit of boxing in your face, but
He's,
the durability's not there.
he's very powerful too. You know.
We just seen Aaron Pico get absolutely murdered by Lerone Murphy, who's not known for doing that, who's known for doing the exact opposite, really. So I don't. I see Pitbull putting him away, but I could see it being competitive for a little while until then.
First fight on the main card is a featherweight bout between Cub Swanson and Nate Landweller. On my take here, I'm gonna go with Landweller by prediction because due to his younger he's in his prime, you know. Versus Swanson, he's a veteran. He's getting towards the end of his career. He's you know, getting to be a lot more worn out. So I would say Landweller here by prediction. Looking at the stats on them, Landweller is a lot bigger. He has 2 inches more reach. He's an inch taller, so that would be advantage towards Swanson, you know. So put your bets on Land.
With a completely different pick, I think that Cub Swanson's going to take this one home with them. I think that he's just going to work Nate Landwehr. I think he's just going to put the. I think he's just going to piece him up. Honestly, I think that he's just too much faster for him. I think that Billy Quarantino is a lot better of a fighter than Nate Landwehr. So I think that passing that test was a pretty good look.
But keep in mind this is his retirement fight, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like Landwehr is gonna be putting pressure on Swanson and possibly take this fight to the win.
Yeah, he could. I see that happening, but I think that he's going to be motivated to get it done. I think Cub Swanson's got it. But, yeah.
Second fight on the main card is a lightweight heavyweight bout between Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker. My prediction on this is Reyes by KO because I feel like he's a lot cleaner on the feet, more consistent with the hands, you know. He's overall in my opinion, better fighter than Walker. He's very unpredictable. Just like this fight is going to be very unpredictable. Like, I feel like Ray's just gonna hit Walker with a hook or something like out of the blue because he's a very unpredictable fighter. Um, he's powerful, very um, much bigger than Walker. And yeah,
I think I'm gonna go a completely different route. I think I'm gonna go with Johnny. I feel like that the unpredictableness is just gonna work against Reyes, and I think that showing what happened against Ulberg when Dominic even faces a little bit of power now in his career and someone diverse, I feel like that they're just gonna sleep him now, and I feel like the good times are behind him, and I don't know. I feel like Johnny's been in shape. He just literally leg kicked Zhang Mingyang to death. The big China
I mean,
clock tower.
jo-
I feel like he's gonna literally put Reyes on a fucking stretcher.
Johnny does have pretty good fighting IQ, but I don't know. My prediction is Ray's on this one. Main card fight 3 is a heavyweight bout between Curtis Blades and Josh Hockett. My prediction on this one is going to be Blades by TKO or decision due to his high hits and high level grappling. You know, Blades, he has very good wrestling IQ. He could bring the fight to the ground with ease, possibly get Hawk into a submission. Um, you know, I don't think Hawk has this.
I think personally that Curtis Blades is going to beat the shit out of Josh Hockett. I don't buy this whole Kobe Covington character whatsoever. I think that Josh Hockett is just going to get ragdolled around, and I think that it's going to be an embarrassment. I don't see a world where Josh Hockett could even get a shot off on Curtis Blades that's genuine. I could see Josh Hockett hitting him, but I don't see him ever getting close to being close to a finish. There might be a world, but it's not this fucking world. I'm telling you that right now. Curtis Blades is going to destroy Josh Hockett.
You know, he's gonna dominate him. Like he said, he has longer reach. He could hit Hokit with a hook and possibly KO him in this round. Who knows? The co-main event, we have Azmat Mirzaknov versus Paulo Costa. My take on this one is Costa by decision. He'll put up a pretty good fight on this. Mirzaknov, he's undefeated. Uh, he'll hold up his grounds in this fight fairly well. But Costa, he's a younger fighter, very high pressured, more pressured than Azmat. Um, Due to Costa's cardio, he's going to hold up very well in this fight. He's going to bring aggressive pressure and possibly KO Azmat.
I think the same thing. I seen at the weigh-ins and at the face-offs and at the press conference.
Yeah.
Azamat's not looking the same as he
He's a,
usually is. He's always, he's always he's usually quiet, but he has some little bit of a little oomph to him.
he's a
He just
very,
seems
very
like
heavy kicker, too.
yeah. I think he's just seeming a little bit off, and I think that Paulo Costa is absolutely loving this. I think he's loving all the recognition he's getting right now, and I think that he's going to put on a bit. I think people are forgetting how good Paulo Costa genuinely is. I think that he's going to put on maybe a masterclass. I could see Azamat landing a big shot if Paulo Costa is having one of his fights where he's being a little bit stationary and waiting kind of thing. But if he's absolutely dialed in like he was against Roman, I think that he's got it for sure.
We've come down to the main event, Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. My prediction on this one is Prochazka because he's more of a get up and go guy. He's gonna get into his face. Other than Ulberg, he's gonna defend these attacks, kind of like Alex Pereira. He's kind of similar to him. Um, Due to this, I find Prochazka's gonna land a strike and KO, Ulberg, either way. It might go to decision due to Ulberg's powerfulness and his kind of technicality and his little bit. He has fight IQ. I feel like Carlos Ulberg could hold up due to his technicality and fight IQ. Yeah.
I think that Yuri's gonna win. If I'm gonna pick Yuri, I'm gonna fucking die with a sword with him if he loses. I'm not gonna be sitting there holding a bet ticket with Carlos Alberg and then Yuri's talking about his family and all this. I think that uh, Carlos is gonna put up a good fight, but I think that Yuri's got it. I think he's too chaotic. I think he's too unpredictable, and I don't think Carlos has even really seen that kind of craziness yet. And the only time he's been in a dogfight was Kennedy Nzechukwu. So I think, and look how that went.